Okay, so this is a kind of worksheet, which is a combined one. Generally give it to my children. Mm, I need to share my screen for that. Yeah. Okay. Now let's do it here so that at least you feel confident about it. Right? Okay. Now, basically, Disha, what we were doing last class was we started working with pandas. You have worked in pandas in your class 10th, but that was basically the 2D structure, which is your data frames. Okay. But we have to work on a single dimensional structure also, which is series. So certain commands you'll find very similar. Certain things are different. Fine. So for Jaskarna, it is completely new. Others have the idea of the environment and all. So let me just quickly create a series and show how it will look like. Okay. Now, Jasmine, this is the question. If the question says that I want to create a series, temp1, that stores temperature of 7 days in it. Any values, any 7 values. I'm just trying to create a series in order to store temperature values. Okay. Now, this is first I'll import pandas. Next is I start creating. So, it will be value store, then pd dot series with S capital, brackets open, where I give the data. In this case, it is asking me to give different temperature values. So I give certain temperature values. Okay. I don't give any index. So by default, it gives me the default indexes and my data. I did not give any index, so he picks up default indexes. Okay. I hope there's no confusion in this. Simple. This is the command to create your series. I give him 3 inputs, basically the data, the index, and the D type. Okay. But here I only gave him the data, rest he took as default. So default, because my data is in integer, he takes as int. My positional index or the index by default is my default index. I mean 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the default index. So if I'm not mentioning, he's going to take it like that. Okay. Now let's quickly create another one, which is that first we create an array, and from that array we create the series. Fine. Now in 11th we did creation of array using NumPy, which I don't expect that you remember. So for that I need to first import NumPy. Okay. Just the way you import pandas, similarly import NumPy. Now I'm going to use certain functions like, if you remember, array function name. Like here we are using series. Instead of series, I use arrays, array, a range, ones, zeros. इस तरह के functions हम use करते हैं in order to create the array. Every function has its own functionality. Simplest of all is the array where I provide him the data directly. So I'm saying that this is my data. np.array. So I'm having the data in my array now, from where I'll create my series. Okay. So array is the method being used in order to create the array. One of the methods is array function only. So here I give these values itself, which I gave above. Okay. So my array is ready. Now this array I'm going to use as my input to the series which I'm going to create. Okay. So I'm saying S is equal to pd dot series. Brackets में the data is my n, which is my array. Okay, so once the data comes to a series, it looks very similar to if you would have done it directly. Fine. Let's try to do it quickly for a situation where I give him the creation along with the index also. This is how I mentioned the index. Let my indexes be, here the third question is that, no, this one only. Second question only said array should be temperatures, and the series index has to be Monday to Saturday. Okay, so here I take some values, like it's got 4 values. I have to give him 4 indexes. That's why definitely required. Otherwise, it will be an error. It has to match. Count has to match. If both are lists, then count has to match. I mean, if that is also got a list of more than one value, and this is also got index is also to be given as per that count. Okay. So 4 values. This is how it is. Now, please remember one thing. Here you get a very small confusion later, count at a time. See, you give the data first by default. Index later. But when you print it, you get the index first and then the data. So just remember it कि जब भी series का data print होगा, it's going to be like admission number name. है ना? The admission number name ही होता है general format. You never have a data printed like name and then admission number. That's a little odd. So इसीलिए admission number, if I can consider as a key. So always the index of the keys are being shown first and then the data. Fine. If I don't give him what exactly it is, it takes it as a data. If I give it to him with the index also, then also it takes it as a data when you give it in the first option. What happens if I want to specify it in a reverse sequence? I can do that, but then I have to mention what my n is, which I do with data is equal to n. अब इसको उठा के हम ले जाते हैं पीछे इंडेक्स के बाद, comma data is equal to n. So my point of saying is that if you tell him कि ये index है, ये data है, तो तुम किसी भी sequence में डालो, doesn't matter. But if you don't tell him what is my data and what is my index, then in that case, first he will take whatever you are giving him as a data, and the second will be the index. Okay? So you mention, you may not mention, but the positions are fixed accordingly. He will do. Okay? So this is my basic way of creating series. One more thing, when I talk about a dictionary, format of a dictionary in Python is that it has got keys and values, isn't it? Key value pair. So अगर हम इस चीज को key value pair के format में एक dictionary में store करते हैं, supposingly, dictionary is always in curly bracket. So if I'm trying to store it as Monday, my temperature is 30 degrees, comma, Tuesday, my temperature is 32 degrees. So key colon value. Key value pair in a dictionary, key colon value. Okay, I'm not writing more. This is my dictionary. Fine. Now, if I try to create a series using this dictionary, which again I can do, existing data को use करने का utility है basically. Automatically, the keys become the indexes and the value becomes the data of the series, which is automatic. So automatically Monday, Tuesday बन जाएगा keys और 30, 32 बन जाएगा data. So if I'm using a dictionary, automatically your keys become the indexes and the values become the data of the series. Okay, this is the basic layout of how we are creating the series and how it looks like.
If I give him the dictionary and I also mention the index while writing the series, then what will happen?
Let us see what will happen. If I am saying that, okay, create the series using F and simultaneously I am giving the index also.
You missed PD.
Oh, thank you. PD dot series, okay? And I try to give him 2 values 2. One is this and the other one is supposedly Jisha. Okay. JJ for me. And I go. Let us see what it does. Why not a number? It's similar to my null values. Because इसके corresponding, इस index के corresponding उसको data नहीं मिला. ठीक है? You put a good question. I can do one thing. that I can kind of change the sequence of my indexes. Okay, what I can do is in the index, if I write Tuesday, comma Monday, are you getting my point? वो क्या करेगा
Yes, and
ये
then
आपके हाँ ये आपके इंडेक्स को जो आप उसको इंडेक्स दे रहे हो उसको मैच करने की कोशिश कर रहा है विद द कीज. सो इफ आई से ट्यूसडे and I say Wednesday and I say Monday. So what it will do is Tuesday और Wednesday का डेटा उसको मिल जाएगा तो वो वाला डेटा उठा के he'll create it और Monday के corresponding वो नाम दिखा देगा. Sorry, Monday corresponding Wednesday corresponding. जो डेटा उसके पास नहीं है. This was a good question. These are the kind of tricky output questions which come. In the series creation PPT, this kind of an example is there. One is a direct one. अच्छा अच्छा बच्चे की तरह जो दिया वो उठा के उसने बना दिया. If I try to give him something like this, कि ठीक है existing index key values are there, but I want to change the sequence in my series. I can do that. I want to insert extra keys. I can do that. Is it fine? Good question. Otherwise, I would have missed it. Is it okay, Stuti, Adya, Jisha?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Okay. So this was like an overview. I think after this, again, when you will go through the video, it will be clear, more clear, better. And छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं जो हमें थोड़ा ध्यान रखना पड़ता है when we are talking about the output questions. ठीक है? Let's move on to today's topic, which is my data series creation we have done. Various ways we have done using array, using direct values, using range function, जो ओरिजिनल रेंज फंक्शन है पाइथन का. देन यूजिंग डिक्शनरी में कीज को उल्टा पुल्टा किया, सब कुछ जिस भी तरीके से हमने किया. राइट नाउ कम्स दैट व्हेन आई वांट टू रिट्रीव डेटा फ्रॉम माय सीरीज, व्हाट आर द वेज एंड व्हाट peculiarities we have to remember regarding that. Okay, let's start. Now, two things or two ways by which we are accessing elements of the series. Number one, the indexing process, and number two, the slicing process. Okay, indexing process is that I am giving him exact values. I want roll number 5, roll number 7, roll number 9, roll number 32. कोई पैटर्न नहीं बन सकता इसके अंदर, कोई स्लाइस नहीं बन सकता. Individual I want to give. So I am specifying or I am talking about the indexing process. And slice ka utility is that it is able to access in the form of a portion. 4th to 8th, jump of 3, first 5, last 10, from the backside, jump of 3, last but 3. You can make a sequence, a series kind of a thing. I should not use the term series. I want to say that I can make a kind of pattern. Okay, if I can make a pattern out of what the data I want, I can go for a slice. And slicing we have done in our class 11th lists. Okay, so the concept remains same, that you give him the starting value and the end value and the step value. अभी start और end में हम क्या क्या दे सकते हैं और उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है extraction में, that is the next thing to talk about. Okay, about slice. Coming to the indexing, now you've got two ways of specifying the index also, because we have learned two ways of indexing. Number one, the kind of index which I have mentioned here, that is my own index, which I also called as label index. My own labels. Okay. And the other one which we did earlier was positional index. That is by default जो वो positions उठाता है, that is my positional index, which is always 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Somewhere where you're giving the label index, I still have the possibility of accessing via positional index, but the vice versa is not true. अगर positional index ही है, label indexing आपने दिया ही नहीं है, then you cannot access via label index. But if you have given the label index and you want to access using the positional index, it is very much possible, because positional index उसका internally defined रहता है the moment you define the data. Okay, so one is true and the other is not true. So remember this point when it comes to assertion reasoning questions. Okay. अच्छा, now next thing. So these are the ways to access the data. Up, let's move on to positional index method. So this is an index. I mean, this is a series which you can see. These are the value and these are the indexes. Okay. I want to extract an exact data just the way I used to use it for my list. Very similar. You give him the position. देखो ये labels हैं इसके पास, but मैंने position दिया S of 2. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. So S of Wednesday का value जो है, which is, it goes always in a sequence, 150 will be displayed. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Positional index still is applicable even if you have a label index. Okay? और अगर आपने index नहीं दिया तो obviously this is the only way out for me. Okay, that is one. So directly when I have to access S square brackets, I mean series name square brackets and the label your position name. Okay. Now when I want to access more than one, the brackets which you put increases, double bracket हो जाता है. This is something to be remembered. Okay, more than one. Even if it's 3, it is 2 brackets. Even if it is 10, it is 2 brackets only. But double square bracket. So name of the series, then double square bracket, and जो आपको चाहिए, you mention that. So 1, 3, 4 means this one, and this one. Because this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Wonderful. Right? So I want my 1, 3, 4. So this, and this. Exact values में वही वाला position का data it will extract. Simple. Let's move on to the next one. What happens if I talk about label indexing? Same story. I mentioned S of Wednesday. It gives me the data. ठीक है? अब आपको क्या ख्याल रखना है? That index could be numbers also. Index could be string also. If it is string, it will be in quotes. Double or single doesn't matter. If it is string, you have to be careful कि कौन सा capital है और कौन सा small है. Like you can see here, if I give S of Wednesday with W small, it gives me an error. Key error. Please remember the difficult है, but basic error categories when you work in Python. Name error, key error, data type error, data error. Okay. So key error. Why key error? Because I did not find this key. These are keys only, na? Not to find the data. ये key उसको नहीं मिला. क्यों नहीं मिला? Because it doesn't exact match. Okay. Again, if it is multiple keys, labels, I would say, then double square bracket. Same story. Absolutely same. Okay. So label names are case sensitive. I have given the note also so that you are able to keep it in mind. Any issues in this?
No, ma'am.
Sure. Jaskaran, okay? Stuti, okay?
Yes.
Nisha? Okay. Let's move on to the next way of accessing, which is my slice. Okay. Now slice में तो we understand start position, end position, step position. We understand that much. इसमें एक छोटा सा चीज याद रखना है आपको. If you talk about the positional index, मैंने बोला 1 to 10, 1:10:1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 तक करें. When you talk about positional index, the end position is not included. जो हमने range में देखा था, loops में, Python में, जो हमने list के slicing में भी देखा था, end position is not included whenever you talk about positional index. ठीक है? But when you talk about label index, then in that case, the end values are included. बस यही चीज टिपिकल है. बाकी योर सेम अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ लिस्ट का स्लाइसिंग इट हैज टू बी अप्लाइड कि माइनस लगा दिया तो वो पीछे से शुरू करेगा. इफ इट इज 2 तो वो 1 छोड़ छोड़ के जंप कैसे करता है, इसको ध्यान से देखो भाई. we have to check out that. But what you have to remember is if it is position index, last value will not be done. Whether वो उल्टे सीक्वेंस में दिखा रहा है या सीधे सीक्वेंस में दिखा रहा है, जैसे भी दिखा रहा है, स्टार्ट स्टॉप जैसे भी दिया है, And if it is a label index, then the end position is also included. Okay. Let's see the examples. This is my series. I've not given a label, so everything has to be done via position index only. Now see the examples and see if you can justify it or not. We'll go slow because this is the main purpose of this class, that we understand it. Okay? No need to rush. S1 is my data. 1 to 4. This is my, either direct, I can make out from here 0, 1 positional index, so no issues. 1 to 4 means we'll start from here 1, 2 and 3. 4th तक नहीं करेंगे. Akash, Vinod and Pallavi. I know, no issues. Up to 6. So this is my stop value. Start I have not given. By default start is क्या करते थे हम लिस्ट में? By default start क्या होता है? By default नहीं, वो कहाँ से start करें? 0 से start
Zero.
करेगा. Excellent, same story है. So no change here. So 0 means it will start from Arun and go till the 5th one. Okay. So 5th one means यहाँ तक, because I have that much data only, तो पूरा दिखा देगा. ठीक है. बट अगर वो 6 डेटा हो तो 6 वाला डेटा नहीं दिखा. Agreed. Next one. 2 onwards. So start I have told him, stop I have not. Now when you don't tell him the stop, he goes till the end. Okay. So there's this one, thing which you can keep in the mind. कि बहुत ढीठ है और arrogant है. If you tell him till where to go, he will go one less. Then you tell him, when you don't tell him anything, no instructions, he goes till the end. ठीक है. Arrogant बच्चा है. So that way you will remember it. So 2 onwards. 2 onwards means यहाँ से जितना भी, अगर 100 values भी होती, all would have been shown till the last value, because the end is not mentioned. Right? Okay. Now this one.
Yes.
Now, Adya, you want to say something?
No.
Okay. Now start is missing, stop is given, and step is given. Okay. Now step ka I have to make it really clear, because step में क्या हो जाता है? When you say 2, so you kind of say, okay, from here I start, because start is missing, so start from 0. And 0 say 2. I mean, step of 2 means 1, 2, and then Pallavi. 1, 2, and then the third one. No, not the third one. It is the second one. So you have to always go jump. Arun to Akash, 1 jump. Akash to Vinod, 2nd jump. So Vinod will be picked up after Arun. ठीक है? तो 2 के केस में एक्चुअली 1 का ही गैप आ रहा है. 1 डेटा का गैप आ रहा है. अगर 1 होता है स्टेप वैल्यू तो कोई भी गैप नहीं है, because next, immediately next. Right? Now after that again a gap of 2. So Vinod se Pallavi 1 gap, Pallavi se Vinita another gap, and then Vinita is picked up. Okay? Acha. Why Vinita is not picked up? Because you have given him till 4. है ना? और Vinita 4 है. So when stop value is given, I will not go till the stop value. I'll go 1 less. So that is why Vinita is not picked up in this case. While attempting the questions, you have to be little careful. Okay? So start from 0, go till 4 से 1 less and jump by 2. तो वो jump करके करता जाएगा. And when he will find it has reached 4, so 4th वाला he will not display. Right? Oh, now this one. Same as that of your list also. -1 और कुछ भी नहीं है start and stop में. So it goes reverse. 5 to 0. Okay. -2 अगर होता, colon -2, what would it do? Colon -2. What data will be printed? बताओ. Right?
Kirti, Pallavi, and Akash.
Very good. First it will be Kirti, then jump 1, 2, Pallavi, and then jump Vinod, Akash, and then Akash. Excellent. ठीक है, so you got the point. I hope others have also got it. right? अब इसमें भी you can have situations where they have given the positions. Let me come down to that example. Okay, 0 से end तक jump of 2. So 0th वाला, फिर 1 jump, second jump Vinod, then 1 jump, second jump Vinita. उसके बाद और डेटा ही नहीं है तो हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते. तो अरुण, विनोद, विनीता. And stop is not mentioned, so I go till whatever I can. 4 to 1. Now, when you try to take him in the reverse order, he is expecting a negative step value. Because by default, the step value is positive, and positive जाने के लिए उसको यहाँ से वहां तक, I mean, lower to upper value चाहिए. ठीक है. अब इसमें एक peculiarity है, which I also deciphered very, very recently. Let me show that to you. I'm saying, let me take up this series only. S वाला. Okay. So if I'm saying, supposedly, go from 2, no, go from 0 till end and jump by -1. This works. What doesn't work is, if I'm trying to say 1 or 0, 2, sorry, 0, 1, 2, 2 से लेके 0 तक and nothing. I don't mention the step size. Then it is blank. मतलब वो यहाँ पे क्या है, he starts from 0. ठीक है. दो आप एक्सपेक्ट करोगे 0 से पीछे कहाँ जाएगा, 0 से आगे ही जाएगा. मतलब आई मेंट ईयर की एंड तक जाना चाहिए, है ना. और -1 में गड़बड़ हो जाता है. लेकिन he will pick up the 0th one, then when he tries to do -1 he gets stuck कि अब 0 से आगे पीछे कहाँ जाऊँ. I don't have any other option, right? But in this case when I am saying 2 से 0 जाओ, he knows very particularly कि इसको उल्टा जाना है 2 से 0, and then I am not giving the step value as negative specifically, so he doesn't pick up anything. Blank. Okay, so whenever it is in ulta direction, we have to ensure that you give him a negative step value. That is my point. Otherwise, it will not do. Okay, so 4 to 1, and I say -1, so no problem. 4 say he'll go -1. तो ये वाला प्रिंट करेगा, फिर ये वाला प्रिंट करेगा, फिर ये वाला प्रिंट करेगा, है ना. अप टू 1, अप टू हियर. नहीं, अप टू हियर नहीं, बिकॉज 1 तक तो नहीं करना है. 1 तो लिमिट दिया हुआ है. सो बिलो दैट, सो विनीता, पल्लवी एंड विनोद. विनीता, पल्लवी एंड विनोद. ठीक है. 5 ऑनवर्ड्स बिल्कुल नीचे से, बिकॉज 5th इज माई लास्ट वन. ऊपर जाना है, -2 करना है. So 5, then 3, and then 1. No more further to go. Okay. So slicing examples are definitely going to come. Series will be given. This kind of a thing will be coming, and then ABC options are different combinations, and you have to choose which one is the correct data that will extract. Compulsory question again, definitely. In MCQ could be a 1 marker otherwise also. Okay. Fine. Next, let's move on to the same story, little differently with the labor index. ठीक है. Labor index में absolutely same कहानी है. The only difference is every time it will go till the stop value. जैसे you can see here that if it is up to Bangalore, Bangalore is being picked up. Up to Lucknow, Lucknow is being picked up. Lucknow to Delhi, Lucknow and Delhi both are there. ठीक है. Up to Chennai तो वो 0 से लेके चेन्नई तक करेगा. मुंबई ऑनवर्ड्स, मुंबई से एंड तक करेगा. बाकी सब कुछ ठीक है. सिर्फ स्टॉप वैल्यू जहाँ पे मेंशन कर रहे हो आप, इन केस में यू आर मेंशनिंग इट एवरीवेयर, बट in this case it will pick up till there. That is the only difference. Rest of the working functionality is absolutely same. I hope it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Let's move on. Now, while extracting, I can do updation also. जितना आप extract कर रहे हो, you want to give some new value to it, or separate data को equal to करके another list of values you want to give. Like यहाँ पे I'm giving one value. You can see here, one value. Mumbai to Bhopal, all will become 500. 1 to 5, all will become 700. Okay. Again, when you are updating using the label indexing, the last value tak karega. When you're doing it using position indexing, it will not do it. Okay, so updation is also simple. But here you might say कि मैम मुझे अगर same value नहीं देना, सबको अलग अलग value देना है. Yes, you can do that. What you can do is, in that case, I would say that pick up. अब यहाँ पे मेरे पास डेटा बहुत कम है, so let me just use all of them. I'm talking about Tuesday, comma, Wednesday. Or let's do two slides. So Tuesday to Monday. And the values what I want to give him is, acha, okay, one more thing. When you're giving a slice, no extra brackets. Chahe kitna bhi hai. When you're doing slicing, it is always single bracket. When you're doing position indexing, then it is double square brackets if it is more than one. One more. So 2 points to be taken care of. Number one is, in label indexing, it goes in the last value. In position indexing, it doesn't extract in the last value. Point number one. Point number two, in the case of slice, I do not ever use a double square bracket. किसी भी चीज का slice, हम data frame भी करेंगे. किसी भी चीज के slice में, you will never use a double bracket. It is only for the exact values. When values. Okay. So इस slice के values के लिए I'm going to get Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, because तीनों ही values pick करेगा. I'm giving him 3 separate values, 23, 45, 40. All the values are available. Fine. So obviously here what you have to ensure is that कि जितना आपका left side में data है, उतना ही right side में हो. Okay. If you do a mistake in that, then it will give an error. Let me check that also. I've never tried it out myself. Technically होना चाहिए. So cannot set using a slicer index with a different length than the value. Fine. So you have to be very careful that if this is the case, whatever data you're extracting in the left side, those may number of updating values have to be given in the right side. Okay, as list of values you have given. Okay, that's about updation. And one more thing here, which I will show you directly on the system, that will be easier. Suppose I'm saying S of Q. Okay, I'm saying S of Q plus 10. S of Q का वैल्यू लो और उसमें प्लस 10 करके दिखा दो. Okay, will it update in the series? If I'm expecting that by this statement, S of Q का वैल्यू अपडेट हो जाना चाहिए, इसमें प्लस 10 हो जाना चाहिए. It will not, because how it works is, take the value from S of Q, add 10 to it and show it. And please, I'm doing it on the shell, so print is not compulsory. जब भी आप लोग script mode में करोगे, every statement has to be displayed using the print statement only. ठीक है? Shell में without print भी चलता है because it's single command always. Right? So this will only work if I want to say increase the Wednesday's value by 10. That's my question. Increase the Wednesday's value by 10. Then what I have to do is कि मुझे assign करना पड़ेगा. S of Wednesday is equal to S of Wednesday. जैसे हम लोग अपडेट इवन एसक्यूएल में भी करा, सब जगह करा ना, A is equal to A plus 10. सिर्फ A plus 10 लिखा तो A का डेटा लिया, प्लस 10 किया, दिखा दिया, बट वो A में वापस असाइन नहीं हुआ. तो आपको अगर अपडेशन दिखाना है, परमानेंटली करना है, then it has to be assigned back into it. ना? That is it. Plus 10. So right side is always solved first. S of Wednesday का वैल्यू पिक करेगा, उसमें प्लस 10 ऐड करेगा और उसको फिर राइट लेफ्ट साइड पे असाइन करेगा ऑन द सेम डेटा. Now it will be updated. You will see that.
Ma'am,
Right? Yeah.
and we can also do S of Wednesday is equals to 55 directly.
Of course
Assign
we
the
can
value
do that.
55.
That तो we can definitely do. अच्छा एक और चीज है. S of Wednesday, now that you said it, S of Wednesday is equal to 55. अरे 55 तो पहले भी था. चलो मतलब it's not an error, it will update. No issues. What I wanted to say here was, अभी मुझे क्या strike किया? Right. What happens if I'm saying, बस अगर इस केस में वो कर देगा शायद. S of Wednesday is equal to list में 56. Will this work?
No, ma'am.
देखो मेरे ख्याल से इट शुड वर्क बिकॉज इस तरफ भी वन वैल्यू है, उस तरफ भी लिस्ट में वन वैल्यू है. ठीक है. इफ यू गो उल्टा इन दैट कि इस तरफ सिंगल वैल्यू है, उधर आप लिस्ट ऑफ वैल्यूज दे रहे हो, तो वो तो मैंने बोला था नंबर ऑफ एंट्री शुड मैच. इस केस में बिकॉज सिंगल वैल्यू है, इट शुड वर्क, but it is not working. Setting an array element with sequence. Thank you, just correct. Excellent. So this story doesn't work, though it looks like it should work. Okay. So when you are trying to assign a data in a single value, in a single element of the series, then it should never be enclosed in a list. Note it down somewhere. Okay. Doesn't work. Good, I tried. मुझे लग रहा था चल जाएगा शायद. कुछ चीजें
But it
Python.
will work with a dictionary when we assign a key value to it, then it should work.
That way it will work, but here it is going to not work when I'm talking about a single data. But yeah, well, some concept when we try to apply it, directly कि ऐसा वहां था तो यहाँ भी चलेगा. Python sometimes makes a real fool of you. नहीं भाई, हम ऐसे काम नहीं करते. Good, we did. चलो. That's about assignment, and that is what is all about. In this case, changing the index is about attributes, which I do later. I'm not really bothering you with that today. Okay. NumPy array and Pandas series का difference है, which you can read. It is a very simple thing that in the case of two arrays, when I'm trying to perform a calculation, their sizes have to be same. 4 elements and 10 elements, I try to in an array I say कि भाई add कर दो, तो वो नहीं करेगा. Vectorize operation इस तरीके से नहीं चलता. ठीक है. But in the case of series, it will do. उसको जहां जहां जो जो मैच मिलेगा उतना वो मैचिंग के साथ दे देगा, रेस्ट को वो ना नहीं करता.